Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to the ESOC TV stream. Had to be careful there, don't want to be saying escape TV stream, no. But yes, Jerimuno and Flontier, I suppose I ought to put a French accent on it, I like it, are here, and we'll be beginning very shortly, yes, we'll be beginning, indeed. Hello there, Mr. Shape. Looks like the first game will be Ottoman versus Germany. No, he's changed to the Sioux. And it occurs to me that I ought to go and check the map pool, because usually I just look to the screen on my left and the civs are updated there with the maps and a nice animated overlay. But today I'm doing it myself. So let's go find out what their civilization, pardon me, what their maps will be. UL Championship, upper bracket scheduling. No, lower bracket scheduling. Round 3. Okay. I'll paste them in the chat here. Let me just remove New England, because that was vetoed, and Pampas Sierras, which was also vetoed. So I will place them there for the benefit of the viewer and these guys. And ready when you are. Absolutely. Just put them on the notepad file so I don't lose the civs. Seems good. And yes, there is a 2-minute delay as usual. Back to Germany mirror. They were looking at the German mirror before the stream opened, but looks like they've sort of landed on it again. What are the other maps here? Fertile Crescent, yeah, seems fine. Florida as well. Kamchatka, Baja. There's lots, in fact, Deccan as well. In fact, every map here. Oh my goodness. Welcome to the ESOC. We'll get rid of that. Looks like they are ready, though. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 1 in a best-of-5 series between Jerimuno and Flontier for the Elimination Bracket Round 3, also known as the lower bracket. The loser of this match will be eliminated. The winner will progress through, although they'll still be in the elimination bracket, facing elimination each time. But you can still qualify for the LAN. Still plugs Escape's name. Yeah, well, yeah. But yes, we're into the game. German mirror on ESOC Fertile Crescent. Spawning in the south of the map. In the color blue, we do have Jerimuno playing as the Germans. It is a coin crate start there, 1 wood, so perhaps not a trading post this time around, but a 50 wood start. Quite juicy there. Jerimuno, he might have the opportunity to put down the market. That is exactly what he's going to do, and the wood will be really quite helpful, though still going to have to gather that 100 there. Pardon me just a moment. I'd quite like to try something new today. So normally we have the scroll speed at minimum and the acceleration time at the longest, but I'm actually going to have the acceleration time at the shortest. So, oh, that was... I don't know. That seems okay. Yeah, that seems fine. I kind of like the silky smoothness of the long one, though. Let's try... Yeah, I don't know. That feels kind of like more natural to me, but we'll go with this. There's no need to be. Either is fine, right? Flontier, also going to go with the market there. What was his original treasure? 50 coin on the floor. Not quite as good as 50 wood, but still going to net him a market overall. So both players going to be doing... Pardon me, I just had my tea. The same things. Let's get out on the map and... Oh my goodness, what have I done? Okay, I fixed it. That's fine. You just press the same button again. Treasures so far, just the starting ones there. Coming across 90 wood. Jerimuno going to be quite pleased with that. But both players on opposite sides of the map here, so unlikely to see any kind of treasure contentions. Doesn't look like Flontier going to have quite as good of a time. 30 XP there. What's he got further down? 20 coins. So quite easy to pick up, but just going to ignore the macaque for now and see if he can find bigger gains. But really, the big treasures on the map, there's only sort of that wood treasure that's kind of interesting. Oh, and 100 food as well. Jerimuno going to get them both, although I don't think he'll have enough health to kill a lion, or a crack shot. He'll have to wait for that there, so won't be getting that sort of anytime soon. Oh, and 80 coin as well. This is the side to be on, certainly, isn't it? But yeah, Jerimuno not going to have enough resources, health, so to speak, to grab that. Shipment sent. We'll take a look at their decks in a moment. But but we all know how the German mirror plays out. Although I'll be interested to see if they do intend to stay in the colonial, because you can do that in the German mirror, can't you? We shall have to wait and see. We'll wait for their first shipments to come in, I guess, and then we'll take a look at their decks. But now, Jerimuno going for the 100 food treasure. Does he have enough HP? That's gonna be close, isn't it? Oh my goodness, is he? It's 41 HP. He's gonna get there. He's gonna get there. 21. That's really quite risky, though. I mean, it's probably calculated. He knew he could probably get it, and he did get it. But by risky, he's now gonna have to build a trading post, right? And I guess his opponent is also going to be doing that, so unlikely to be found. And I suppose he's seen. Is the food fine? Let's have a look. One behind base. They both have a hunt, yeah. Although this one's clearly better because it's behind their base. And they both have sort of a second hunt. In fact, yeah, that seems fine. I hope the chat agrees. Wicked Cossack in the chat. Alright, both players going up now, but looks like Jerimuno's got a considerable lead in age up time there. He's at about 55% compared to Flontier 20% behind. I wonder if that was the food treasure there. Getting the market and having to chop for that house. The food treasure really going to be quite helpful. And looks like Jerimuno going to get the place of mines in as well. But ultimately, we'll get the trading post up. There is no monkey or macaque or tomahawk or anything like that to threaten this chappie. He's going to be okay. He's going to build his trading post, and we don't have to worry about the German explorer on the other side, since he's also going to build a trading post. But both of them going to be doing that. I suppose we can take a look at their decks now. 2 settler wagons from each. Jerimuno, he'll be up first. Nothing unusual. Flontier. Ah, a few more earlier upgrades, I think. No, they're more or less the same, aren't they? In fact, I think they might even be identical. Alright, well, let's see. In-base barracks for Jerimuno. Not going to be starting with the stable. 400 wood on the floor. And Flontier up slightly later. Let's see what he does with that wood. We'll have to wait and see. I feel like it's taken him a while to decide what building he wants. Maybe he's having trouble. Maybe he wants the... He's going to put down a house? Is there even a military... Oh, it's over here. I see. That's why it took so long. Okay, forward barracks. So neither going to do the stable start. And looks like we'll be seeing Doppelsodners. Exciting. Let's go to units in queue. Obviously. Couple of Ulans now out for... Oh, okay. Flontier going 700 wood instead of the 3 settler wagons then. So perhaps looking to stay age 2 a little bit longer. Okay, this will be fun. Perhaps he just wants to get his second barracks or a stable and have both buildings and build some houses and well and truly commit to the colonial age. However, Jerimuno, 3 settler wagons, kind of hard not to send that. It's so good, right? And currently the Ulans not really finding anything. I think they sort of split them up, and they're both just maybe finishing off the scouting, looking for anything unusual. Not going to be raiding with them. Does find, I think, the Ulans and the Doppelsodners, they are going to be found. And trying to escape there. Looks like Flontier going to chase him down, which is kind of good for Jerry. I think he's going to be pleased about distract. Look at that, forcing the Cav back. This is exactly what he wants. Pardon me, not Cav. These are Doppelsodners. But they're not in his base. That's kind of what he wants for the time being. Okay, a couple of Ulans here. They're going to get repelled. Doesn't lose any villagers. Really nice. Was watching Jerimuno play against Mitoe yesterday. And Jerry actually holding his own. Ultimately, Mitoe took more games off him, but that's to be expected. But playing very well. So, good to see. Dops now in. 4 of them. Sieging the market. And what did he do with that wood? Stable as well, added in the houses, and we've finished the upgrades, so we've got steel traps and place and mines there. Did we see any Doppelsodners? I don't think we saw Doppelsodners from Jerimuno. He had them queued, but looks like he sort of deleted them and never actually train them. I don't see any doppelsoddeners on the map, so he had them in queue, I guess, just as a contingency in case he wanted to finish the batch, but never ultimately finished the batch. Just deleted them out. But going to call his Minutemen, going to force the doppelsoddeners away. He's lost his market, but he's got all the upgrades, except perhaps Gangsaw. This is nice from Jerimuno, coming in, trying to pick up the Explorer there. And the Minutemen also at the same time going to be dealing damage to the doppelsoddeners, going into stagger mode. Cover mode, rather. The Uhlans have now caught up, but has 3 dops of his own. And the Minutemen still got quite good health. Going to do damage against them. But this, you know, 4 dops is better than 3, right? Pulling back. But this dop running, and this dop quite far away from the group. So that trade not as nearly as bad as it perhaps should have been for Jerimuno. Only 2 dops left. But this is, man, oh my goodness, he stood still. Oh, that's not ideal. Okay, he's going to get away with 2 doppelsoddeners. And using the town center fire to clean up the other dop. This is fine. And ultimately, I think he's okay. I think the trades... I mean, with the TC fire, it's probably fine. Like the important thing is he's held, right? He's now got his 700 coin down. And he's basically... Yeah, he's got his age up in queue. So Jerimuno, well on his way. Going to be quite pleased with that. Oh, pardon me, that was Flontier. My goodness me. I was looking at the resources of the wrong chap. Flontier has got up. Starting with 700 wood. Followed up by the 3 settler wagons and then 700 coin as well. No, Jerimuno got his age up in quite a while ago. What am I talking about? My goodness me. Okay, well that kind of makes sense. Jerimuno's up much quicker and looked quite solid. Didn't really have too much to, you know, the pressure in his base sort of dealt with it very, very nicely. And is up to the Fortress Age much more quickly than Flontier. And as a result, is going to just be sort of well ahead. It even picks up a villager here. And that 3 war wagon shipment puts him sort of well in the lead in terms of the shipment curve. It's going to be a while before Flontier gets his first shipment out. See what Jerimuno can do. Looks like we're going to go back and siege down the barracks with this sort of small window of time where there will not be a shipment for Flontier. And Flontier will point out on... berries, which is not ideal. Reading the chat. Just want to make sure my assessment of the hunts was fine. Daroga saying he doesn't know why players check the decks unless you're casting an AZAMP game, but that's exactly why you have to check them, right? In case there's something funky in there that you wouldn't normally expect. Oh dear, these skirmishes a little bit far away from the war wagons there. And a couple of Uhlans, in fact 3 Uhlans are going to find them. Only going to take out just the 1 skirm there. And probably an even trade given that he shot 1 to death on the way back. So it didn't go as badly as perhaps could have done. Settler wagon looks like it may go down. Minutemen have been called. So, and 3 war wagons are here as well. Uhlans on top of the skirms. More skirmishers coming in from behind, and this looks absolutely fine for Jerimuno. He's got considerably more units here, and the villager's going to have to leave that coin mine. This is really not good. There's no other coin in his base, right? That's the only one he's got access to. And I think Jerimuno realizes his situation, and this is a great spot to camp on. This is the only hunt he's got. This is a coin mine. Look, there's villages sort of streaming off to the right here. There is a hunt there. And there's another mine. But that's quite far away. And he'll be quite exposed. Does take out this house whilst he's waiting for his next batch. But counter raid, or at least doing something with the units. War wagons. But they're not going to find much. Also on berries. That's the thing. This matchup, like, sometimes on this map, the hunts just feel so far away that gathering from the berries feels sometimes like it's just safer. Unless you're prepared to, like, build an outpost on top of your hunt or your army's just really nearby. I just always feel so insecure. And I kind of like this map because of it. It just... A couple of Uhlans do find the gold mining villages. A nice read from Jerimuno. He knew there was no other coin, so searched sort of for one that seemed kind of relevant. And Flontier gonna throw it in here, and I don't blame him. That really not going his way, and you can see this just perfectly illustrates the need to get up to the Fortress Age on time. It's just denied all this food and gold, and this map is sometimes like that. Score is 0-0. Oh, yeah, I think I clicked that by mistake, but Jerimuno did pick up the first game, so that is now correct, I suppose. 1-0 for Jerry now. Yes, that is now right. All right, we won't hang around. Looks like the players are. I don't think there's much to say about that game. Oh baby, Spanky just subscribed. 4 months. Thank you very much, Spanky. Jerimuno's game. Here we are. Let's paste the map pool. So the next map will be Florida. Pampas Sierras was vetoed and will not be played on. Can we have game sounds? They should be there. Can you not hear them? I can turn them up for you. Let's try now. That's probably a lot louder now. Soldier says, hey. Hey. Wonder what Soldier wants. Just replying to Discord messages. Flontier saying, but well, I aged so late, I don't know why I made my dot batch. Dot batch of 4 than 3, lol. Yeah, that was the issue, right? He just, I think the whole, like, God, that game was so disastrous after just a couple of Doppelsoddners, didn't really do anything in his base. Killed a market, but who cares, really? He'd gotten all his upgrades and whatever. And then just denied the food and coin. Hey, what? Flontier saying, oh, God, I wish the chat wouldn't just auto drop to the bottom. You blindly counter what I did, I think. I wasn't really blind, though. I knew you saw my racks, and I just assumed you'd adapt. Yeah, those treasures were pretty insane as well. Sioux, locked, says Jerimuno. Flontier now gets the opportunity to counterpick. Let's see what he does. If you like. Mitoe is coming. Open slot. Ah, nice.
Hello?
Oh my goodness. Hello. Let's do a sound check. Oh dear.
All right, can do.
That's how that works, I suppose. Right, let's do that. Hello, my name is Interjection and I'm talking.
And my name is Mitoe, and I couldn't tell what was going on because I was listening to you on stream and you on Discord.
Yeah, that I could see that being confusing. I think I'll bring you down a notch. Right, let me listen to it back. I haven't casted on my own for a long time, so I was kind of like just exploring it again and seeing how it felt.
I only caught the tail end of it, but it seemed fine.
Yeah.
I remember I watched all of your when I was new to ESO, I watched all of your 1v1 commentaries on your channel.
Ah, but they were
that you solo casted from recorded games.
Yes, but they were done offline, and I watched the recordings before I casted them. So
well, they were still quite good anyway.
Cheers. It kind of
my voice. Go on.
I hope. Well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, your voice sounds like you're a little bit sick, maybe.
Yeah, I am.
I'm trying. Where do I save these? Oh, this piece. Yeah, I know. They are in... Here they are. Right, let me listen to that.
And my name is Mitoe, and I couldn't tell what was going on because I was listening to you on stream and you on Discord.
Yeah, that I could see that being confusing. Okay, I'll bring you down a notch. Right, let me listen.
Tell what was going on because I was listening to you on stream and you on Discord.
Yeah, that I could see that being confusing. All right, I'll bring you down a notch. Oh, people can hear the the sound check. Like I was playing the sound check back, and they could hear it. Brilliant. Okay. Looks like Soldier will be casting your game versus Wicked Cossack with me.
Oh, on Sunday.
Yeah.
Cool. Be fun.
Yeah. Well,
haven't heard Soldier cast in a long time.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard him cast. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be cool because God, ignore me. Sorry, the keyboard was spazzing out. I kept saying I'm just going to turn the lights off. They don't distract me that way. Yeah, Soldier. Well, I guess you can't cast it, and Wicked Cossack can't cast it. So, and Kaiser Klein's not around, so we're sort of running out of casters. Oh dear. But shall we get into this?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 2 in a best-of-5 series between Jerimuno and Flontier. I'm going to say it like that. I'm going to hope he's French. I'm pretty sure he is. I'll be embarrassed if he's not. Okay, that's good.
I think it's pronounced Flontier.
Flontier. Okay, well, my French...
When I casted his last series, Kaiser complimented me heavily on my pronunciation, so it's something like that for sure.
Okay, well, that just makes my rendition even more comical because I tried to sound French and it was also wrong. So there is that. But yes, back to usual, I suppose. This is the sort of usual duo setup. I was kind of hoping... Well, I don't mind casting on my own. I wanted to give it a go, but I'm all the more happy to cast with you, Mitoe, because 1, I think it's better when we're together, and 2, it is just easier in general casting with other people because you can pause and they'll have something to say, and I think everybody... That's just common sense, right? But yes, let's give this a go. In the north of the map, in the color red, we do have Flontier. Starting with the market, of course, this is Florida. And looks like there may be a contention, 100 XP. The Explorer's well within... No, he's going to give that a white. No, he comes back, he does see it. And I think he might... Let's take a look at this, I suppose. We'll introduce the Sioux player in a moment. He's clearly... No, he's just going to abandon it. Hot damn, but there is a crack shot. So...
Yeah, it looks like he's just gotten the treasure, I guess.
Okay, he's just gonna give that up. Interesting.
Yeah, so Jerimuno, just a nice guy, gonna give that over for free. So
yeah, it does seem like that.
It's been a long time since I've seen a friendly Sioux player. Normally they're always like coming out from nowhere and just like grabbing your food and everything and running away. It feels real bad.
God, you're like incredibly loud, but yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I think the volume is fine for the stream, but you're really loud for me, and and I think you're bleeding over into my microphone, which is not ideal. So, anyway, let me fix that.
Okay.
Well, we can continue. I'll be still looking at the game. Well, yeah. Here's the Sioux player. Did he get hunting dogs? No, he didn't. That's fair. That's fair. He didn't do that. Did France? Of course they did. All right. That's all you need to know. That's what happened. 60 food. And now I will attempt to turn you down without turning you down for the stream, which is going to be difficult. God, how did he lose so much health on that Explorer? I know he abandoned the XP treasure, but...
I guess just tanking this treasure as well cost him a lot. I don't think he used a convert on this one, so tanking 2 alligators for a little bit.
Yeah.
But I don't think I don't think that will be a problem for him. there's not much else in the map that he probably wants aside from the 75 wood, and he can just tank this with the pirate now that he has that. Although there might be another contention coming up as Flontier scouts up alongside here, is going to spot the existence of the treasure. He might have seen the explorer next to it as well with the vision he gets from the treasure, so he might know that that's what's going on. It looks like that is indeed the case. But we'll see if he's paying enough attention to actually notice that that's been started.
Testing,
looks
1, 2,
like
3.
he's not going to.
Alright, I'm talking. Hello, hello, hello.
Hi.
Yeah, that seems fine. I think I'll... Okay, I've adjusted it so that you're quieter in my ears, but about the same on the stream there. So, there is that. Right, okay, what have we missed? Age 1. Let's take a look at the treasures. Looks like Flontier coming out ahead. No, there's a 75 wood treasure there for Jerimuno, and 100 XP as well. So, looks like France. Oh my goodness. France is the Age 1 winner against the Sioux. That's impressive. Okay, but now that's out the way, we are now going up to Age 2, and the audio should all be sorted. Usually we figure this out before the stream, but Mitoe joined halfway through. Thank you very much for joining me. But yes, it is all now good. And Francis got hunting dogs now, getting placer mines. All of his villagers switched over to wood. Has gotten his trading post in transition, as you'd expect. And 3 settlers or CDBs have been sent. Ooh, a second TP. Perhaps Age 1 went so well for the French player. He feels confident that perhaps he can get a second trading post. Also, it's Florida, and I suppose you don't have to build a market, so you do kind of have extra wood floating around, and maybe that's a reason why he's decided. But it's now up 400 wood on the floor there, and actually up, I think, considerably sooner than his Sioux opponent. Perhaps he skipped a vill because of the 75, 60 food treasure or something like that.
Yeah, it looks like he was able to get in a 13 villager age up pretty comfortably. So that's going to be nice for him as he drops this barracks down, gets out some musketeers a little bit earlier than normal, and we'll just be feeling pretty safe in general. And gonna crack shot blowgunner in the middle of the map because he's just
did he not the pirate? I suppose he didn't see the pirate.
Didn't see the pirate, no.
But he's now gonna get hunted down. He lost his scout earlier. I suppose that's one of the poorer things that happened for France in Age 1. Trying to come in and scout what his opponent's up to. The corral does go down, but I don't think he's going to be able to see it. There's a lot of stuff here. The blowgunner, the pirate, the war chief, they're going to take his scout out. And France is not going to know... He hasn't seen a forward war hut, though, so he's probably expecting a stable in the Sioux player's base, and that is kind of what's there. And hunting dogs now just coming in for Jerimuno. 5 villagers as well, and adding in quite a lot of TPs. In fact, I think that's all of them. So going to have a really nice eco because of that, and starting with 5 villagers is nice too. So kind of an eco start for Sioux, and we'll be starting with the bow rider. Okay.
Yes, there's musketeers out now for Jerimuno. Gonna be spotting that war as he comes through. Sorry, not for Jerimuno, for Flontier. Gonna get a lot of free damage down on that, down to 200 HP. So that will be really easy to pick off now if it comes through his base at any time with maybe some axe riders or bow riders. Yeah, so far just a pretty standard start overall for both players, I suppose. Sioux could maybe think about dropping down a second trading post if he sends 700 wood next. And I guess that'll be something to watch out for, whether he sends 700 gold as his next shipment or wood. And just look at how many vills he's switching off to food. It looks like it might be gold coming next, so we can get that age up in a little bit sooner. But still got to wait and see a little bit.
Bow Riders coming in now. They've met up with the War Chief there and moving in swiftly. Let's see if they can pick off a villager. Might be tough against the CDBs, though, having that 40% range resist. Jerimuno, pardon me, Flontier. How do you say? Flontier. Flontier is on top of that. Doesn't have great coats just yet, but that is now coming in. Doesn't look like Jerimuno is going to get any villagers there, but that's kind of what we expected. 700 coin will come down from both players, actually. Jerimuno not going to go with that wood, so clearly looking to get up nice and quickly, and that's exactly what he's going to do. So pretty much has the resources for that now, and we'll see that last villager be created. Going to eat some sheep just to make sure his macro is on point and can get up just as the villager is created. Yeah, you see it comes out now and basically up to, there we go. And let's take a look at what he's aging with. Tech's being researched. Both players now up, actually. But Jerimuno going to go up with the Messenger and the Exiled Prince for Flontier. So both will be doing the same thing there. I'm tempted to see what Flontier does once he's up to Fortress then. He's got 10 musks-ish out. And they're always a bit awkward to use. But cannons?
I feel like you wouldn't go cannons against Sioux, especially Musk Cannon, just because Rifle Riders counter your entire army. I guess they're just going to be something that he's going to be, like, have mixed in to probably a Skirm Goon type of army.
I suppose it's just...
because... Go on.
It's just safer to start Musk, I guess, against the Sioux, because, well, if you went with Cav, Bow Rider are just going to crap all over you, and that won't be fun to deal with, so Musketeers just seems like the obvious choice.
Yeah, definitely. And, I mean, he has a couple of options he could use them for as well. He could maybe use them to do a little bit of raiding, or something if you want to sneak them along the side, or he can just camp them on his vills, like, for the rest of the game. Be totally safe from raids that way. But I imagine he'll probably just mix them into the army.
Is that a thing you would do then with the yeah, because I always find like you're a little bit too like you need them sort of in your fortress army just to bolster the numbers a bit and walk across the map and actually be menacing with them. But if you leave them at home, you can't do that. Although you are sort of protected, I guess. I always worry my force won't be big enough if I leave the musks at home, and I always like this awkward. Oh, the dog soldiers!
Yeah, I think it depends on the situation. But those dog soldiers. Not grouped up the army.
GG.
Go down. Apparently that's GG.
Oh wow!
What?
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Oh wow. I wasn't pleased about that.
I don't think that's over, but
yeah, well, I don't think it's over, but it's definitely not good, right? Like I feel like someone like Gargia or Diaroga would go, nope, that was over 100%, can't play off, that situation is unplayable. But like stranger things have happened, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, well, the score is now 1-1. This is shaping up to be a series. But, yeah. Oh, dear.
Oh well. Anyway.
Okay, well, GG.
So, not super often you get to look at the post game and see that the losing player has the most units killed. And all of them were Treasure Guardians.
Yeah, and War Dogs and stuff like that you got for free.
Yeah. Well, that was a quick game where I guess Jerimuno sort of lost on tilt, and oh well, it happens.
We won't be expecting any resignations from you then when Wicked Cossack kills your, I don't know, 3 dog soldier shipment.
Hell no, I'm still gonna win that game.
God, did you see that game Cossack and Reese played? That was absolutely ridiculous.
The Russia-Brit one?
Yeah, on Deccan.
Yeah, I saw it.
That was amazing. It was like over an hour. Like, what the... It was...
Yeah. I don't know, Reese just couldn't close out the game.
I enjoyed watching
felt like
it.
He was winning most of it.
Yeah, it did feel like he was in the lead. Looks like Wano donating $50. Someone's got Mitoe, a fisherman's friend. I don't know what you mean, but thank you very much for $50. All of which will be contributed to the next ESOC tournament prize pool. I wonder if that will be... I mean, we've got the New World Championship, and then there's one sort of scheduled very soon after that. So I wonder if that will be the next one, or if the admins will be like, hold on a moment, let's give it a rest for a bit before we do another tournament. And I wouldn't blame them. Comet K and Eagle Mart and everyone that puts in all the effort on the brackets and scheduling, and of course you, Mitoe, casting I think a bit of a break would be appreciated. But either way, there is 50 more dollarinos. God, it's really weird seeing the lobbies and stuff. I'm so used to them disappearing and being covered up by pretty pictures. Oh, the next map. I've been playing a lot of Dutch recently, Mitoe. Rip.
Sorry, I'm here.
It's like, where's he gone? He's gone.
Trying to blow my nose. Okay. Dutch? What were you going to say about Dutch? I heard something about Dutch.
I've been playing a lot of Dutch.
Oh, okay. I've never seen you play Dutch before.
I've never seen me play Dutch before. I'm enjoying them a lot. It's a very... I kind of like the style, although the banks are sometimes a bit misleading. It's kind of... If I had to, like... say... I'm thinking about making strategy guides. And not, like, super strategy guides. Stuff that more just covers, like, the basics of each civ and sort of how they work. But I would rank France as kind of like a easy civ to play. Or maybe a medium civ. Ottoman's probably easy. I'll green in and just continue talking. But Dutch I'd have to rate as, like, hard, because the banks are kind of a bit misleading. You don't really know how many villages on gold you actually have, and like either keep overestimating or underestimating the banks, and, like, not actually ending up. But then I found Jerem's Dutch guide on the forums, and that was quite helpful.
Villager distribution is something that, like, I feel like I've never actually paid attention to past, like, 6 minutes into the game. I always just
sort of know.
Go with whatever feels right at that point.
Yeah, I kind of know what you mean.
Adjust accordingly.
So do I, like, with France. But with Dutch, it's like, I'm so used to looking at those numbers in the bottom left that show you how many villages you've got gathering on what resource. It really throws me off, because the gold is, like, horrifically underrepresented. And the same with Germany, when their settler wagons count. But that's the issue I'm having with Dutch. But I'm really enjoying them. The skirmisher combat card really is... I'm really pleased with that card. It's a lot of fun to play with that. But looks like Japan not going to contest the middle at all. Going to build a shrine right away. And 40 wood in base, just going to go for that. Fair enough. It's a good treasure. But just going to give up both of those goat spawns in the middle there. And right away, Flontier going to pick them both up.
Flontier. Or Flontier. One of the two. Sure. I'm not actually sure which of the two, but it's like that. You'll get it down eventually, don't worry.
Interessant.
Anyway, this is a bit of an interesting matchup. I personally prefer to be Dutch here, but it's not like a super free win for Dutch, because both civs are very, like, similar play style, right? Where you build a lot of buildings to generate resources, and you want to be pretty passive in the early game while you get your boom going, and then later on you start sending all these really good upgrades, and your army starts getting really strong and scary as a result of that, with a really good eco behind it. But there are opportunities for both of these civs to sort of be aggressive in this matchup, even though they're not normally aggressive, just because their opponent doesn't like to be aggressive. So it'll be interesting to see how players maybe mix that in and stuff like that.
Yeah. Can't say I know how to be aggressive as Dutch. I haven't played them that much yet. I'm still using... Oh, no, that goat. Rip. Looks like Red will find the goat. And 80 food. Let's see if he goes for that. He knows the envoy's nearby, but he doesn't know if the explorer is. But not going to go for it just yet. Okay, maybe he is. Jerimuno going to go with the Portuguese explorer there. Pardon me, consulate. So it seems less likely that Japan will be aggressive here. And we'll just stick to that traditional shrine boom style. Dutch, however, we shall see. He's about to... Has he not sent his first shipment?
No, I think he has.
Huh.
Maybe he didn't when you looked at it, but when I looked a moment later, it looks like his shipment is on the way.
I mean, it should be here by now, right? Oh, it's coming, right? It'll arrive any moment now, right?
Yeah, it should be arriving soon. I was gonna say something. It'll come to me in a moment. Oh yeah, I actually played this matchup with Jerimuno recently.
Yeah, I saw you playing against him yesterday. Kaiser was casting. That was quite fun.
Yeah, this was before those games. I think just before. And he actually went for... He started at Ashy, and then he went for like an early sort of stable behind it. And so he just went for an early Ashy Nagi timing. It was pretty effective overall. Unfortunately, I didn't scout the stable, so I actually ended up losing like 15 skirms for free. But normally I'm on top of scouting that, but I guess I haven't played that matchup in a long time. But it's something that Flontier will have to look out for if he does decide to go for something aggressive with maybe like a forward racks and stuff, because normally it's not easy for Japan to get Naginata super early, right? And so those early skirmishers, you have a lot more freedom to be a little bit aggressive with them than you would in other matchups, which is part of the reason that Dutch can be aggressive in this matchup if they want to be. But yeah, we'll wait and see if he does that. Switching some vills to gold now just to make sure that he can get that villager in queue when he ages up. Dropping the bank down as well. And just going to be aging with the 400 wood, which is pretty standard. We'll see what he does with that 400 wood. That will be the telltale sign here. There's no forward vills or anything like that, so it looks like it might be a second bank. Although he hasn't switched his vills off of gold just yet, so still going to have to just wait and see a little bit.
That makes sense. I've been building my banks off of the 700 wood, or not even sending that and going with the bank wagon. But I suppose Japan, if you haven't scouted them being aggressive... Is he waiting? He's not popped it down just yet. He's got his scout in base. He sees the barracks in base. And now probably feels comfortable to drop down the bank, of course, once he gets that food. And is all good. I suppose you can build it off the starting wood and then get your military building with the 700, which is on the way sort of next, I suppose.
Yeah. But basically, if you're going to send 700 wood, you want to build the bank off of 400 wood, because you're not going to be able to spend the resources on military units anyway. So you just delay the military building until you get the 700 wood in.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
And that way you get a little bit of extra resources out with that second bank.
And I guess it's a bit of a delay on the military building. Not going to be hugely relevant in this matchup. Yeah. But if it, like, they send cav across the map towards you, I suppose your stable will be built and your cav will train sort of just in time as your opponent's ones are arriving, since they do have to travel across the map to get to you. So building it off the 700 wood seems... It's just I'm playing a lot of Dutch recently, so I'm like sort of thinking it through in my head a lot. But 3 banks immediately makes sense with 700 wood first, and probably going to get the 4th with the bank wagon shipment next. Jerimuno, Heavenly Kami, Portuguese Consulate, and the Toshogu Shrine. So going to be seeing lots of shrines from him. Currently at 120 shrine pop there, and 600 wood was his first shipment, just to sort of spam them down. Makes a lot of sense with all those upgrades, stacking. Get as many out as you can, since they are indeed cheaper. But 3 Ashigarus now coming out, and they're going to march across the map. But I wonder how much damage they'll do, really. Another bank going down, and no military building. Just gonna build all the banks here. So there's actually could end up being more relevant than I thought they might be.
Yeah, well, I think the main purpose of those Ashigaru is really just for safety. Like, it looks like Flontier is going for a 5-bank FF, but he could still, like, send 8 pikemen or something like that, start sieging down shrines, and having a few Ashigaru will just make that a little bit easier to deal with if that does happen. You can do a little bit of scouting with them as well. He's going to pick up this envoy, it looks like, and can maybe do a little bit of harassment if he's really careful. So yeah, they're all right, and they'll be helpful later on in the game too. Like, Japan tends to make Ashy at all stages in the game anyway, so...
Yep, fair. Well, I know when I've been playing, I've been building a stable most of the time and 2 houses off the 400 wood, and then trying to make 5 hussars, but it's so goddamn hard when you're trying to build banks as well. And, God, he's just Flontier's dropped 5 banks before 6 minutes 30, and I'm just like, I could never do that, but I guess I'm trying to make a bunch of hussars at the same time.
You're trying to make units, yeah. You can't build 5 banks if you're trying to make units.
Can't even make 5 banks on our E-patch. He's gonna lose a couple of ashes. Doesn't look like.
Gonna lose a Vil actually.
Oh,
yeah.
was it? Shit. Oh, he is.
Up here.
Hot damn.
Yep.
So that's worked out quite nicely.
Yep, picking up Vil kills. Gotta feel pretty nice for 2 Ashigaru and forcing a little bit of idle time, get some scouting, and knows there's no military unit, so he guarantees, or he sort of confirms that it is going to be that straight FF, which I guess was pretty obvious anyway at this point. But anyway, Flontier is now aging. I believe it's with the Exiled Prince. It would be weird for it to be anything else. It is the Exiled Prince. Gonna leave 100 wood on the floor for absolutely no reason, but it will be there for when he needs it. And dropping down a barracks, gonna be his first military building at 8 minutes 15 into the game.
Yeah, goddamn, man. Like, oh, wow.
And the 5 Ashi gonna come back in, force some more idle time. Maybe find the military building. And these Vils on the military building not moving. They're gonna have to run away from the town center now. Nope, gonna go towards town center. One of those will go down, maybe? No, just barely gets in time. No skirmishers in queue now. Okay, now there's a skirmisher in queue. And Jerimuno just going to be following up to the Fortress Age with the Golden Pavilion, which will strengthen all of his units. And yeah, it looks like both players just being really greedy. And Jerimuno maybe slight eco lead. It's hard to say, because...
Gonna lose a Vil. Best areas coming in. And looks like that will be going down for sure. Oh my goodness, he got away! What a pro! But that half HP Vil, no, doesn't go for it. But now a couple of skirmishers out, Minutemen being called as well, does pick up the best areas.
Yeah, it looks like he'll clean this up pretty easily with the town center fire and the Minutemen. Gonna be sending 1,000 wood behind this as well, just to get some more infrastructure down, get some more houses, get some more market upgrades. Meanwhile, though, look at Jerimuno's deck real quick. He's sending 7 villagers, so trying to push that economic lead while he knows that Dutch is being passive. He did see that there's only a handful of units out. He did see that there's 1,000 wood on the floor, so he knows that it's safe to do that. And losing some Ashigaru for free because he wasn't paying attention, but not biggest deal in the world, I suppose.
No, it does clean the Minutemen up though, so... But, yeah. Looks like there are 5 more coming across the... Hold on a moment. There was... I don't know if you saw it, but there was one that looked unupgraded, and the rest looked like they were upgraded. They're now all up.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that bug before with Ashigaru.
Are they all upgraded, or was one of them?
They're all upgraded. It just does that. Like it's a weird bug. I don't know why it happens, but
okay.
I've definitely seen it multiple times.
These skirms in trouble. I mean, the Ashes when they're up close this is fine. Although there is town center fire.
Just keeps coming in here with the Ashi to trade them off. I mean, he knew that 1,000 wood was sent, so there's no military shipment coming just yet. And so he's just trying to keep the military count as low as possible. He's being super greedy back at home. This is a really good trades from Jerimuno here.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And he's killed quite a lot of villagers as well, if we take a look at units lost there. Flontier, he's Flontier. He's only lost 2 vills. I was sure it was more than that. But, yeah, been trading them off all game long. 1,000 wood, though. It has allowed him to get... Oh. Industrial age. Oh, wow. Alright, fair enough. Looks like he's going up with the Shogunate. And some Yumi in base. Gonna get picked off very quickly by these veteran Hussar, but do manage to pick out 2 villages before they go down.
I think they even killed a 3rd one, actually.
And
maybe a 4th one gonna go down? No, I don't think that 4th one will go down.
Very low
But
HP.
I'm pretty sure he killed a 3rd villager as well, on the south side of that gold mine there. So, I'm totally okay with trading 6 Yumis for 3 bills at this stage in the game with low military numbers like this. This just feels really hard to punish. Also,
yeah. God, look at their torches; they're so bright. That's amazing. That shrine really looks like it's on fire, but it's just not going down. Yeah, it feels bad when you have to siege with Vils. Is that what you're gonna say? I should think so.
Yeah, when you have nothing better but to siege with Vils, that's when you know the state of the game is dire.
Vils.
And this is just part of the reason why I don't really like this playstyle so much with Dutch against Japan, because Japan can boom just as hard as you, if not harder, and then they also like shrine up all of your hunts and stuff like that, and if you're not killing the shrines, it's going to be annoying later. You're going to be building units with really low siege in the fortress age and stuff like that, so it's going to be really hard to take those out. And yeah, and then Japan can just go industrial and be really annoying,
So
as Jerimuno has done. However, he has to send orchards soon. He's only got 800 food left in that orchard. So these flaming arrows are going to come in, but then he's going to be forced to send something else. So this power spike is maybe going to be... It's a little bit of a power spike, but it's going to be a little bit delayed because he's going to have to send those orchards from here on out.
yeah, Honored Ashigaru coming in now. This is exactly what Jerimuno wants. Not going to be able to finish that shrine off either. No, he does get it there, but might lose a hussar for it. No, looks like he'll be getting away just fine. But doesn't look like Flontier can push in against those flaming arrows. They're getting quite close now. Those skirms could take a few flaming arrows to the face.
Yeah, and actually it looks like it's not going to be the orchard, so just going to try and push
Oh dear, that's
this military advantage as much as possible with these 8 flaming arrows.
But now he has
And,
no food.
he'll put his shrines and stuff on food. So he's not going to have an easy time getting reinforcements for this army, but it will be really hard for Flontier to deal with this army at the moment.
Yeah, that's a lot of arrows. Wow. God, that's so disgusting. It's amazing. You get so many of them. So quick. This is like we're going to charge the... gonna call GG there. Hot damn. I wonder if... He must... I guess he didn't... I don't know.
Didn't what?
I was going to say about there not being any orchards. Perhaps he hadn't considered that. But then again,
Yeah,
it's...
I don't think he did. But I don't know. If he kills this army, even if he kills this army, I don't know that there's much he can do to Japan at this point. With his economy being so far behind, and then his army will be pretty small after he kills this army. Like, most likely he's not going to kill it super hard with all of his skirmishers already being dead. There's still a lot of Ashigaru up. And then Jerimuno is going to just be training Honored Ashi behind this. I can't talk today.
I'm keeping up with that.
And sending his orchards and stuff like that. It's all going to be pretty hard for him to deal with. So, I mean, the game, even if he wins the fight here, is going to still be pretty difficult for him.
Fair. So, how would you be aggressive then in this matchup?
In this matchup, I like to just train 5 pikes. Like just build a forward barracks. It doesn't actually have to be forward, but as long as you train 5 pikes, then you just train skirmishers behind it. And if you're continuously training skirmishers, then you can pretty much beat any infantry that he makes. Even if he's going like pure Yumi, you can start setting your infantry upgrades and stuff like that. And then you basically just want to keep checking his deck, make sure he's not sending 600 coin, because 600 coin will either mean that he's trying to age or mix Naginata. And you've got to also just keep scouting his base, like poking in with your skirmishers, maybe sneaking in with an envoy or an explorer just to scout for stables and stuff like that. And if you do sort of sense that there might be some Naginata on the way, you have to send 8 pikes. And I don't know. It's I just feel like it's a lot easier to play that way when you're keeping their shrine count under control.
That's also, like I was mentioning earlier, I rate the civs as easy, medium, and hard and stuff. Like, Dutch is also hard just because you do constantly have to scout them. I mean, that's the case. I mean, when you play, right, or any top player, you're going to be scouting them constantly all the time. But as Dutch, it feels especially important.
Yeah, it definitely is, especially in the colonial age where your unit composition is a little bit more limited than some other civilizations, because you don't have that musketeer unit, and it's more difficult to mix in pikemen because you don't really want to be gathering wood. So
funny story, I was playing versus a Dutch mirror, roughly the same level, and this guy, I walk into his base with like 5 cav because I did make cav. I said I was making cav in transition. And just completely bell him up. He's got no banks. He's doing nothing. He even built a trading post. And then I make more cav because I think, great, he hasn't even got a stable. I'll just keep him belled up. And
I see what's going on here.
Yeah, I thought this was great. I thought, what an idiot. He's not got any banks. So he ages up, It's a fast fortress. I've got 4 banks. He walks across the map with 6 petards and destroys my town centre as I'm aging up. It was so stupid, and I thought, yes, I should have saw that coming. So, what would you do versus that? My conclusion was make fewer banks and still age up. And
did he have a forward tower and stuff? Like, where did the petards come from?
They came out of the... He aged up with a privateer, and he put them in the privateer and sailed them up the coast on Carolina.
Okay. 5 petards don't kill a town center, right? Could you not have just called Minutemen and picked one off and maybe garrisoned and focus fired and stuff?
Yeah, well, 6 do, and he sort of came from the coast side of... You don't really check that one as much, right? But yeah, I guess in theory...
you didn't see it.
I didn't see it, yeah.
Just got to work on your map awareness, friend.
Okay, so you think I basically I had 4 banks and...
Did you resign after that?
Well, yeah, he had Stradiots as well. He sent the church card and just killed all my vills.
And you didn't have any hussars left? You just left him in his base to die and idle?
Yeah, I just kept his vills base. Is that not a good idea? I thought that was fine.
No, I think normally it's fine, but yeah, it's an unfortunate way to lose.
Yeah, that was it.
Anyway,
that was a game. Yes. Anyway, Russia coming out from Jerimuno. He has to pick first. Let's see what Flontier. It sounds like that's his full name or something. His first name's Flontier, and his second name's Flontier, because I keep saying it like that every time.
You've just had less exposure to French words than I have, maybe, living in Canada.
Well, it's not like France is far away from me.
No, that's true.
You are right. Oh, I thought he locked Russia there, but he's changing to Ottoman.
No, he's not gonna pick Otto. Actually,
why has he picked Otto?
Make up your mind, Jerimuno.
Ports.
Okay, could be Port, but he's very fickle at the moment, so might pick something else.
We'll give him a hint. Shh. I wonder if it's just occurred to me, that guy I was describing about the petards will remember that game, and now he'll know what my alternative account is, because, yeah. Gotta keep that a secret. It's my training wheels before I play on Interjection. Mind you, I have been playing on Interjection a lot recently.
Yeah, you've been a lot more active recently, which is good. Finally ascended to the esteemed rank of captain.
Yeah, we got there. He picks Russia. Okay.
All right. And this is a... Man, I've seen Russia played a lot recently. They seem to be coming back into the meta. And I'm not sure how I feel about it just because I don't like Russia as a civilization. But, yeah, we've been seeing them a lot more lately, especially on this map. I guess just because it's really easy to lock down the middle of the map with that forward blockhouse, and then you can potentially grab stagecoach behind it and stuff like that. And you have the opportunity, like, to apply a lot of pressure to the resources, just because the resources inside your base are a little bit lower on this map than on some other maps. So it kind of makes sense here.
Fun fact, we almost when I say we almost did this, we didn't, but we did consider putting the map called Fixed Great Plain, or As New Great Plains, in the New World Championship map pool.
Did.
When you mentioned no hunts, I thought that would be quite funny. That's the official map, As New Great Plains. Well, we really wanted Great Plains, but we settled on High Plains in the end. Well, I really
Yeah, at the end of the
Great
day, consistency and not having a broken middle trading post is probably better than
that's fair.
having one of the really old staple maps of the game. But I feel like no one's really played all that much on Great Plains in the last 3 years, basically ever since Garja made Kamchatka. That's basically when Great Plains died.
That's true. Well, you say that, but I see a lot of GP on RE patch just because it's like it's still like the map everyone sort of goes to.
I guess I just mean like competitively.
Yeah, I kind of like. What if you remove the middle TP? Just doesn't exist. But then that's
just
kind
have
of
a TP. Just have a TP like in each player's base.
Yeah, but that's kind of boring because there's no like map control element to it, right? Like,
it also makes a couple of civs weaker, like Auto.
Yeah, that's true.
Really needs trading posts. They'd be not so great on that map suddenly. Eero also likes to have more trading posts.
You can't fix that map either because if the middle one doesn't get it, then it does mean like somebody else will get it. Like one of the players' bases will be the first pass, and it will just be like so even more broken. That's the trouble with GP.
I don't feel like that would be more broken. I don't know. You
could make a custom rule where you just say to the players, like, gentleman's agreement, no one can build the middle TP until... Well, you can't make it as... If you're going to build a TP, like, as the first thing you do, you can't make the middle one and just, like, get players to agree. But then that's not really a solution. That's just, like... Yeah, that's not ideal. Anyway.
I feel like getting the pass later is not a super big deal anyway. Like, you do get your shipment off of it on Great Plains, but... It is still going to be, like, a good, like, 20 to 30 seconds later than the middle TP, which means that all the XP that you're going to get from that pass is going to sort of overcap you on what you actually need. So instead of needing the, like, 110 XP or whatever you get, you only need 60 of that 110. And then your opponent will just get it, like, maybe 10 seconds later or something like that, you know?
Yeah. Well,
so it's not like a super big difference in resources overall.
We got High Plains, not Great Plains, and I think that's fair enough. But looks like Flontier will be playing as the Spanish. He said this one's for Interjection. And I always did quite like playing Spain versus Russia, so I actually really like Spain in this matchup. But that was on vanilla. But I suppose EP is almost kind of like vanilla. You've got your 5 Lancers shipment restored, and the rods are pretty good. But yes, here he is. 100 wood start by the looks of it, and is going to play as the Spanish. Nice. Gonna find 120
XP. He is indeed going to be playing as Spain. Sorry, go on.
That's a big treasure.
120 XP is a really nice treasure for him, actually. He's gonna get that 3 Vil shipment so early. 50 seconds into the game.
And some.
It's really, really nice.
It's like a quarter already up to the next one, too. If you were like another Civ, that would kind of be even better, just because you wouldn't be sort of so far into the next shipment. I don't know. Doesn't matter. And also going to pick up 40 XP as well. That's a ton of XP for Flontier. But his opponent, Jerimuno, going to be playing as the Russia. Here we are on the left-hand side of the map in the color blue. And he is currently creeping 60 food there. So far, Jerimuno, this is his second treasure. He's also got 75 food. So, wow, really could consider a faster age up here. He's definitely got all the food he needs for it.
Yeah, it looks like he will actually get that 14 village up in probably without any idle time, which will be really nice for him.
Yeah, there's a lot of food he found. It's really, really helpful.
Yeah, and that's going to be really nice against Spain too, because the sooner you can be in the base and disrupt the vills, the more you... The more potential you have of delaying that age up, if maybe you could deny like him from picking up the gold crates and stuff like that. So that should be nice for him. Like, this matchup is basically all dependent on Spain getting up to Fortress and then sending like Lancers and stuff like that, right?
They're like going for identical treasures. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, that Lancer shipment is... You know, the earlier you get up, the more equipped you will be to deal with them. Or just, you know, just to do damage to them, as you mentioned, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. So I guess the real question is, with all this experience that Flontier's picked up. Okay, never mind. It is going to be ATP. I was going to say maybe you just don't send, like, you don't send ATP and you don't build trading posts.
Well, you just go straight.
You just gather to go straight up as fast as possible.
Yeah. That's probably how I would play this matchup. I'm not a big fan of ATP as the Spanish, but then I played Spain in this one-dimensional kind of way that was a bit sort of the same every single game. Yeah, ATP. All right then. Mind you, it's usually more exciting, I think, when the players do go for advanced trading posts. So I do sort of prefer that. Although I do wonder how good it is on a Baja California with just the 3 trading posts. And
it's probably not that bad against Russia, since Russia normally doesn't grab a trading post themselves super early, although they can grab one off of that 400 wood.
Yeah, and that Explorer might get beaten down by villages. That's awkward.
Yeah, it looks like that is going to be the case. I think he'll get the trading post up, it looks like. And the nice thing about this trading post location is that...
ouchie.
He's going to get full vision of this blockhouse.
Oh, did the Ville block the snare? It did. He's still gonna die though. Oh wow, that is really not good. Is he gonna? Yes, he's gonna die. Oh wow.
We'll pick that up with the War Dog though in a moment here. But the nice thing about this trading post is you'll get full vision of the blockhouse, everything that's being trained and shipped to this location. And the trading post is not going to be something that Jerimuno is going to want to siege down, just because it's so expensive to siege it down.
Yeah. And like it's kind of nice too, because every time a unit pops out the blockhouse, it's going to take at least 2 shots before they can get out of range of that trading post too. So it's sort of like 50 damage for free almost every time a batch of units is trained. Do you not think he'll siege it down? Like it's basically next to his barracks. Do you think like 5 Cossacks and 5 Musketeers would be enough just to take that down? I suppose that you kind of want to ignore it. You just want to go straight to their base and start harassing the villagers.
I feel like, yeah, you don't want to siege it down until you have enough units. Like if you have a low number of units, you're gonna lose so many in the process. But he's actually not sending 5 Cossacks first. He's actually sending 700 wood, I think.
He didn't take any damage on his musks either, so never mind.
No, yeah, it's really low range. Probably not going to take any damage from the batches, but just having the vision of that is nice. Like he knows that there's no Cossacks out because of that vision. And oh, 700 gold coming first actually. So it's just going to focus on Musketeer production. Looks like. But yeah, you see, like this age up time allows him to get it in here super early, prevent him from gathering up those gold crates early, delaying his food and everything. And as a result, it's still going to be a little while before he can click up. And Spain would normally like to be starting to advance to the fortress stage any second now.
Yeah, that's true. Equally, though, he has lost 4 Musketeers for not really a whole lot. I suppose, though... Well, it's not like he killed a villager, is what I'm saying. But he has definitely delayed the age up.
Yeah, I think delaying the age up and forcing all the idle time is almost worth it for losing that many Musketeers. Maybe not quite, but overall, I don't think he'll be too unhappy about that. It's not a terrible trade. And looks like a 700 wood going to come in for Flontier now. Going to use that to maybe drop down a barracks, get some more houses up. And he does finally have the resources to advance to the next age.
And 700
Jerimuno,
food.
With that second blockhouse and the 700 food shipment coming in, though, it's going to have a really, really nice mass of Musketeers coming behind this, potentially.
Yeah. Quite a lot of musks. But he's only going to force his opponent into the base now. And it's going to be, with that kind of... do you think it's worth coming in here? I mean, that herding is so on point from Flontier that killing any villagers just seems like the only way that would even happen is if your opponent's just not paying attention, which they will be. And you're just going to lose a few musks every single time. So I kind of wonder if it's just better to mass up and then come in with a more critical mass a bit later on.
I think it's still worth it to come in here. I mean, like, Russia, I don't think can afford to wait too long against Spain, especially since with that barracks up, he's going to start training Musketeers and stuff like that.
Yeah. But this...
It's going to age up with, like, 4 Hussars.
What he's doing now, though,
Lancers.
I like this a lot more. Just instead of poking the villages like he did earlier, I feel like just coming in and destroying the houses just sort of makes a lot more sense. It just seems like guaranteed damage, whereas because you're going to be standing under the TC anyway, losing some musks. But, yep, going to pick up a few of these. Looks like, though, going to be aging up any second now. He's got his pikes, he's got his war dogs, he's got an explorer, and I'd expect to see hussars. He's going up with the sergeant at arms. Okay, so it'll be 8 pikemen and possibly minutemen. This looks actually kind of dicey for Jerimuno. I don't like standing under the base as he's going to be hitting up to the next stage. Doesn't look like we will see those combinations though. The pikes are a way off at the moment, so seems fine actually. I guess if it were...
Yeah, I don't think the pikemen are super scary here, to be honest, with this massive musketeers. He's gonna have to wait for a shipment, maybe. I didn't see if he has one on the way, but I imagine that he probably does.
That's awkward.
And yeah, that's a really nice pickup for him, killing 2 Cossacks, getting a lot of damage on the other ones. He should have 5 Lancers on the way behind this as well. He could be sending 2 Falcons, though.
I don't know if he's queued anything. I think like that shipment's only just come in.
I'm pretty sure he must have had a shipment available with all the XP treasures he got in the 2 trading posts. There's no way that he didn't, right?
That's true, but he sent ATP and also 8 pikemen during transition. So I hope it. Yeah, okay, it did.
Yeah, okay, there
right,
it is. The 2 Falconets.
Ignore me then.
That's
gonna
force the retreat.
Yeah. Okay. Huh. I'm kind of wondering what would be better. Against Russia, back when I played on vanilla, I'd often age up with 4 cav, try and build a stable and train cavalry in transition, and then just try and snare them, whereas the cannons can't really do that.
Yeah. But it looks like he might not have enough pikemen here to defend these falconets. One is going to go down and get focused on by the musketeers. There is still one falconet up, but that's not going to be enough, and the pikemen are just going to be forced to abandon that. He didn't use his Minutemen, right? Like, he could have Minutemen here, but he didn't have the coin available, I think, at that time.
Yeah, he's not sent the Minutemen.
So that's unfortunate for him.
God, it's just so tough at this.
But the 5 Lancers are out now. He could maybe try to fight this, but if he just went and picked off, like, reinforcements with those Lancers right now, that would be really good, but instead, just going to spot the Musketeer mass, going to be forced to go back. And I think he's got another shipment on the way behind this as well, probably 4 Lancers, I would imagine. He's got
Minutemen. Okay,
no
looks
units
like
in queue because he's housed.
Lancer's going to appear now by the looks of it. Pikes and Minutemen coming in. Going to split those, trying to run the Lancers away. Now going to go back into combat. No shipment available. Oh no, it was 4 Lancers. No, that was... Oh, yeah.
Musketeers are so bad at killing Lancers. The Lancers just killed like 15 muskets by themselves. Here's the 4 Lancer shipment.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's enough Musketeers for this. There might be.
Oh, there's...
but yeah, I think even if Jerimuno loses all of this, he might still be okay, just because Flontier doesn't really have much else after these Lancers are gone. But it looks like he is going to comfortably clean up the mass here. Going to have 3 Lancers left behind this. They're quite good against infantry, yes.
Yeah.
But going to be forced to run here from those next 5 Musketeers. But finally able to queue units at that barracks. Some skirmishers going to be popping out here. But the resources at home are starting to run out. And he's also quite far behind economically, aside from those 2 trading posts, I suppose, that aren't really included there.
Yeah, and shipment
he doesn't really have a lot of relevant unit shipments either, I feel like, at this point. So
that shipment curve is going to run out pretty quick as well. So
yeah, it's looking like this is potentially a rough situation for
having said that, they have
Flontier moving forward.
They have been back to back to back, and he's 3 shipments ahead of his opponent, which is quite impressive. But you can't keep that up forever. You are right. The villager count is sort of kind of low. He did build a market, but he's not gotten his hunting dogs or anything like that yet. But does have skirms out now. It's his first batch on the board, and that's going to allow him to more easily contest musketeers. Remember, Lancers, skirms, very good against these Russian units here. And now that he's starting to get these really long-range skirmishes, Russia don't, as we know, always have problems. They always have issues dealing with skirms. So that is going for the Spanish player, although it is kind of hard to get lots of skirms quickly. But once they're on the board, they are now coming. Looks like we're going to take down the trading post here, whilst there's sort of nothing else. You can't exactly push in at the moment. Boyar's coming in as well, and I'd like to see a sort of Cossack switch here, a stable of sorts go down, but there doesn't appear to be any just yet. But he's going to need to start mixing the cavalry to deal with the skirmishers, and also the Cossacks will be quite strong against lancers as well. But he is 10 vils up, or 11 vils up, and actually he has all of the... he's got hunting dogs and now placer mines coming in as well. You deleted that. Oh. Right.
He's confused.
Okay. Yeah, you know when numbers fly off everywhere because you delete them if the viewers are aware.
But
okay, I'm starting to...
I'm not sure who this is good for at this point, to be honest. Like, the unit composition feels really bad for Russia, but it just has so many units. And at the same time, it does have map control. 12 pikemen coming now.
I feel as Russia...
There might be enough units here to win this for Spain, maybe.
Yeah.
If you can manage to get in there. One Lancer going to get in, but going to go down because it's pretty low HP. I feel like he really needs a stable. Spain does, but I don't know if he can even afford to train more Lancers, so... I'm not sure how useful that would even be.
Yeah, that economy is not looking ideal. The trouble... I feel like Russia's in a good spot, and he's doing, like, I think what is the best thing to do, which is not get involved. Just let sort of Spain peter out by themselves, because you've got so many more villages than them, and their XP curve is going to be, you know, significantly depleted at this point. You just keep making units, maybe drop down a stable of your own, which is what he's doing now, make some Cossacks, and I think Russia's absolutely fine. Make Spain come to you, but don't take any risks standing under their TC, being caught out by, like, a batch of units being popped as a shipment and that kind of thing, because you're just going to get further and further ahead. Yeah, Eco Theory coming in. Lancers do come forward, though. Spain having a hard time here.
Yeah, he can kind of zone out the army here with these skirmishers, and he's got some siege here to take out the blockhouses, but seeing that Jerimuno's just going to try and force the issue, force him away from those blockhouses, and this might continue for a while. These trades are going to be really nice for Spain, and probably the only thing that are going to keep him in the game, but I don't know if he has the economy behind it to sustain this pressure forever. Jerimuno does finally have a stable up, and once he manages to get maybe 10 Cossacks out or something like that, especially with this Boyar's upgrade in, it'll be pretty hard to deal with that. And yeah, it looks like he's going to be coming in now, forcing the issue. There's some Cossacks coming behind this. Only 3 of them, but it might be enough with how small of a mass Spain has here.
Yeah. That's the trouble, like, if the Falconet shipment is what makes your pikes, like, super relevant, and if you don't have that, they're not... I feel like they're just always kind of disappointing.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So, yeah, I felt Jerimuno, yeah, he's getting back, and that's exactly what I think he should do. Like, Spain just... yeah.
He's building a stable, though, finally. And if he does manage to train some Lancers, like, what counter does Russia have in the colonial age to Rod Lancer? Is there a counter?
Yeah, okay, that's true.
It'll take him a long time, though, before he can get sort of a reasonable, like, mass of units to really do that, but...
Rod Lancer sounds like a lot of fun. God, he's still 3 shipments ahead of his opponents. Kind of nuts.
That's Spain for you. And 5 Huss gonna come in. That might be just what he needs to win this fight, actually, if he micros properly. The skirm's kind of getting taken out, though. Now getting into a nice position with the Hussars and the Lancers on the Cossacks there. The pikemen going into cover mode. I don't think there's enough units here, especially with the reinforcements coming, though, for Jerimuno. And this could potentially be the end of the series, with Jerimuno advancing onto the next stage of this lower bracket.
Yeah, looks like he's got it.
Yeah, he's guiding back with the skirmisher still. He's got some Dragoons in queue, actually, which might be enough to sort of allow him to hold on a little bit longer. But I don't know if he even has the resources to train a full batch of them. He's only got 2 in queue right now, no gold in the bank. He can sell some food, but Looks like Jerimuno's just going to back off for the time being. Anyway, play it super safe. He knows he doesn't really have to commit in the here. He knows that the resources are running out. And, yeah, I think it's only a matter of time at this point.
I know what Spain need. It's an 8 villager shipment.
It's called Spanish Gold.
Yeah, okay, sure. But it's...
But this is going to be the end of the game, most likely, finding the 10 villagers here trying to migrate up to the top side of the map where there's some hunts and gather there secretly, but...
Jerimuno does pass on through. I'm not sure who his opponent will be, but the story continues. We've seen quite a few Jerimuno games this tournament, actually. I think we've casted everything he's... I'm not sure. The trouble with Spanish Gold, though, is you have to send it at the start, which is not necessarily ideal because you want your timing to be at the start. You know, you want to abuse the Fortress Age, like, early Falk sort of thing, but...
Yeah, Spain really likes to abuse the fact that they've aged up with units and they're shipping, like, units first, and they have, like, the really annoying unit composition of, like, Pike, Falk, and stuff like that. It's really hard to deal with early on.
Pike, Falk,
and that's kind of like why Spanish Gold is a little bit awkward, yeah.
Well, something I've said in the past is, like, Spain should have 2 3-villager shipments, so their 2 villager shipments should also be 3, and their 4 villager shipment should be 5 villagers, so they've got 2 sets of 5 villagers. I don't know if that would even help, but probably wouldn't help, but anyway, I'll stop making random suggestions on stream. There is another series coming up. I'm not sure when that is or if you'll be available, but I think I'll be casting